Like, guys, no, Kia, for the first time in my life, for the first time in my life, maybe not the first time, but that I can remember, did someone ask me, "Can I kiss you?" I said, "What is that a thing? Like, is that what we do?"
Consent. That's what I.
That what we do. Welcome back to Thought Quest, the podcast online, powered for and by the community. So it's been a what the fuck is happening type of year for everyone. And today we will be reflecting on our 2020, the highs, the lows, and everything in between.
In the comment section, we'll put down our most popular reflective questions, and we invite you to answer them for yourself and get present to your 2020. Let us know your favorite ones.
Make sure you are liking, commenting, subscribing. You know, I had to push my laptop forward. Need to see you guys.
Yeah, take it seriously. Look directly at you guys. You know what to do, yeah? You've been with us for a while now.
Honestly, no, like 2020 has been such a journey. And I want to firstly say thank you to everyone that's been tuning in. We love you all so much. But yeah, Kia, what's been like the highlight of your 2020?
Myself personally getting the job that I really wanted, because I've been full-time now since I've graduated and other things. I just been in other environments where I don't want to be in, or doing something that I don't want to do. But I guess I'm just really happy where I am, where I'm in a space. I have a great job working with loads of amazing people and creatives, because I work for a production company. So I'm just like, this is where I need to be. Like, I'm just very happy that has worked out, and I just had to be patient. You know what I mean? Like, I had to let it just happen. So that was one of my main priorities, just to get or be in an environment where I get to do what I love doing. So that has finally happened to me, guys. And yeah, I just can't wait to push out more amazing content. I've got some other projects in mind that I want to do as well.
She's manifesting this into real life, guys. Like
literally, you have to manifest it and believe in the process and just keep on going, because when you're really like proper, like that was I was thinking, wow, I want to get this. I want to leave my retail place and get where I want to be. And I left just on the basis because I couldn't take it anymore. I was like, yeah, let me just go. I don't care what happens. Let me just go. I've got money in my savings. I'm good. And then out of nowhere, someone contacted me and said, oh, do you want to, I did go through a really not bad place, but I was just very like angry at the world, angry at my degree. Man paid, 27K for what, no, joking. I did learn some stuff.
But you're right. Like, there is like this idea or this expectation to at least get like a graduate job as soon as you graduate. That's the whole point, right?
Yeah.
And no, like, it wasn't really like that for a lot of people.
What I'm most proud of, yes, with the job, but linking to that, being real with what I want to do. And I was thinking, okay, cool, I love writing, but to me it's very stay in one place, not really much interactivity, and then I thought, okay, cool, let me go into industry that's I don't know much, and that's production. And I obviously said to myself, okay, cool, where I want to be my own production company. I love the journalism side, and I love entertainment and factual entertainment, documentaries. That's what I want to be, like my actual dream. And then I said, okay, cool, then you have to go in production to learn all these things. So I literally went into industry that I don't know much. And then I just did a few experiences, work shadowing, and then and now I'm a production coordinator for a company, amazing company, female-led company, love it.
No, firstly, like, I just want to acknowledge you, Kia, because it takes something. No, you listening? Yeah, take this in, because I know you listen, but you don't really
I know
it's sinking.
The whole thing when people are like, you're amazing, right? I was like, thank you, you're amazing too.
No, like, stop it. I need you to
cool. I'm immersed. I'm focused.
So I really acknowledge you, Kia, for all your hard work, not only in your work life, but in your personal life, because it takes a lot of courage to do what you did. You know, you left a comfortable job, and sometimes it was really uncertain in a time that was uncertain anyway, because we were going through COVID, people were losing jobs, you know, like it just wasn't certain times. And despite the uncertainty, you were like, I know what I want and I'm gonna go for it. And it wasn't just something that just happened by chance. I remember you were applying for job after job after job, and that takes patience, it takes commitment, it takes passion, it takes confidence, because sometimes it's just easy to settle in what you're comfortable with. And, you know, there was certainty in the jobs that you had, and you decided to take a leap of faith. So I acknowledge you for all of that. You're incredible. And I know you're like, there's so much more in the woodworks for you. What am I most proud of? I rediscovered that I am a hustler for real.
Yes, you are, baby girl.
Damn. I worked hard this year. Like against all odds of where I found myself mentally at some point. I like proper grinded straight through it, you know? And I really dealt with myself in a way that I held myself to account. And every time I was like fully out of integrity, like in terms of like how I want to live my life, or out of integrity with like family members or friends, I really just like was like responsible for my actions this year. I ended up just doing things that I never thought I'd do. And like, not even in like this amazing, extraordinary way, but like, obviously, I was out of work for a few months after making the decision of like, yeah, I don't want to like do retail again. But this was last year in October. So from October to January, I wasn't working. January, I started this amazing job with this amazing recruitment company led by women. And they were just an amazing team. And that literally lasted 2 months. And then COVID happened. And I was on furlough. Technically, still on furlough. What is it? Like March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 10 months later, I'm still on furlough. And I think for like the first 3-4 months, I literally just did like loads of little things, more like courses and stuff like that. And then I was just like, nah, if there's ever a time to make money, it's right now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And so I ended up doing jobs that I didn't necessarily want to do. So like I took up 2 different cleaning jobs. I was teaching English at the same time. I was like freaking knackered. And then we was going ham with this podcast thing, like going ham. I'm super proud of us because even though we were both working like 2 jobs, 3 jobs at a time, we still made time for this. This life was still happening. Do you know what I mean? Like there wasn't a moment where we were just like doing nothing realistically.
Yeah.
It wasn't a point of just nothingness. And then also really dealing with the fact like people around us, not everyone was as lucky to like be in employment, and emotionally being there for like my friends was also took not a toll on me, but I just realized how busy I had been in life prior to COVID that I hadn't really taken the time to just deep different situations around me. And so this year really enabled that. Like I deep that a lot of people around me are really, really dealing with life. Like, but not dealing with life, but like their circumstances really affect them. Like whatever whatever's happening in their life really takes a toll on them, right? Which happens to all of us. But I feel like with some people, there's more of an effect. Like let's say you're out of job and then you just like some people in my life like became mad depressed. like proper, like they had to get back on medication because they were so depressed, type of thing. Obviously that's a very specific scenario. But yeah, no, I took life by the horns, you know. Even after I was diagnosed with a health condition, I was just like, fuck this, you know, 2020 is crazy. It's not gonna take a toll on me. Like, there's no way. Like,
No way. No
not
way.
happening. Like, I refuse. I refuse.
I refuse. I refuse.
I rebuke the health condition. No, but like, even that is like getting better. Thank God. But yeah, like there was a point where I was doing these cleaning jobs and like my self-esteem, my mental health was just like on the floor. And I kind of lost myself for a second, you know. Even my mentality kind of changed for a second. I became like really bitter. I became really like just ugly, you know what I mean? Like inside. And I felt like I looked ugly because of how ugly I felt on the inside. And I was like, nah, something's got to give. Like, yeah, the grind is the grind, but if my job isn't making me happy, money does not matter. I'd rather just go work and do a course at home and at least like develop skills rather than get paid doing something that really just doesn't sit well with me. Like, I'm such a people's person. Like, even at work, even when I was cleaning, sometimes I'll get told off because I was just talking too much to the employers. Do you know the employees? Do you know what I mean? So I was like, nah, something's got to give. So thank God, I got myself a new job with an amazing company that's super like on self-development and nurturing their employees. So I'm very excited about that. But no, yeah, overall, I would say like the highlight of this year has actually been how I've dealt with my lowest moments. Like I've actually reached out to people and held myself accountable of it instead of kind of like hiding from it or just dealing with it on my own. I guess everything I've learned in terms of personal development, I had to put into practice this year. I had no other choice. You know what I mean? Because it's all great in theory. And when things are going well, it's so prior to COVID, when things are going well in my life, it's easy to deal with life because things are going well anyway. You know? So even if there was a breakdown in family relationships, it was okay because other areas of my life were good. And I could deal with it over time. But this year, when there's been like breakdowns in the family, it's like kind of like, oh shit, like even more's it felt like even more's happening because of everything else that was happening around COVID and you know, like not being able to see family. So there's been like these restrictions as well in communication. So having to really implement those tools that we've been learning. Thank God.
You gotta use it.
Thank God, otherwise I sure as hell would have lost family members this year.
Yeah.
Oh, and friends. No, but my friends have really been a blessing. I've rediscovered, I've always known I loved my friends, but this year I rediscovered it newly. Like, I love my friends. No, I love you guys, honestly. And people that are on this journey with us as well. You guys that are on this journey with us. Anyone that's really like contributed to my life in conversations that we've had, in projects that we've done together. Even when I was doing the cleaning job, there were certain people that really contributed to my life just by talking to me, you know, like there was like this barrier of, you know, like not speaking to the cleaner or like, that's the cleaner type of thing. But certain people broke those boundaries by like just talking to me, and which really took me out of like certain spaces that I had created for myself. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man.
You should, yeah, Cami, like, you're one of the strongest people I know, honestly.
Oh, girl.
Because I know you was going through a very tough time for a while. I don't know how you do it because I would have been like, but you bounced back and he said, nah, let's get it sorted. You know, whether that was family issues or like with work and everything, he kept it going. So honestly, you should give credit to yourself because you just literally bounced back. You was like, 2020 is not gonna take me kind of thing.
No way.
And yeah, you're just an amazing person. Always keep that, you know, uplifting vibe. Yeah, so you should be very proud of yourself. Strong.
How can I even forget, guys? My dad came back to London after 15 years of being away. Bro, that's been one of the highlights of my years. Yeah, even though you know, it's been a little bit tense in the family situation. It's also been amazing. Like I get to share this time with my father, so it's been a lot of tears, but a lot of love. Like it's great. But yeah, 2020 has been pivotal, not only in terms of like really dealing with ourselves. A lot of us realize like you can't just have life on full speed and not really deal with things that are happening right here, right now, you know, internally.
What would you say the most like interesting or inspiring people that you've met this year?
So many. I've actually met so many inspiring people this year. Firstly, big up everybody that has contributed to the podcast.
Yeah.
Everybody that shared themselves so openly, so lovingly, so courageously. Everybody that has been on the podcast is truly an inspiration. Like, for real. Who else have... Really, I've discovered inspiration in all of my friends and all of my family.
Oh, that's nice.
Like one of my good friends, she became a mum this year, and she's my age, she's 23, and I rediscovered how loving she is. Like I always knew she was a loving person, but she's quite like reserved, so not everybody gets to see like that side to her. So when she became a mother, it was just like there was this vulnerability that really started to display itself so openly. I was like, oh my gosh, this is my best friend. This is so beautiful. It's like, I felt so inspired by her. Like, I felt so inspired by her motherhood, by her love, and it just was oozing out of her. So, like, big up my best friend Solange, because honestly, like, she is an amazing mother. And I've discovered like the motherliness in the people around me. So like all of my friends are just mad loving, and that inspires me because I can't even lie, this journey of being loving to people, it's not always been the case, you know. Like I was a mad bitch when I was younger, and I've literally had to rediscover how to be loving, how to love myself obviously, and how to be loving to other people. So when I see that in the people around me, it moves me. It touches me and it moves me, and I'd be crying. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, how do you have so much love in your heart? Like, it's so big. I want that too. And literally, yeah, that everyone that's demonstrated love in any way has inspired me truly this year. It's been tough. What about you?
Yeah, I would say the same with the podcast. Definitely met some amazing people. Respect everybody who joined us and sharing their thoughts. And, you know, it's not easy. Some people, you know, conversations, some people felt like, oh, okay, I don't know about me coming on. Like, I don't know if I'm credible enough, or I don't know if people will like my views. But I said, look, be you, you know, you're your own self. You know, if you have something to say, this is the time. We're giving you the space to say how you feel, like, you know, because some people don't have the opportunity to express their views on something, whether political, whether, you know, pop culture, it could be anything, you know. So yeah, it's been really great to meet people and just, you know, making more friendships, I guess, you know, like contacting them, oh, how are you? And you'd be like, oh my God, you're good. And I just really love that element. And also for me as well, I've met some amazing people online and I haven't met them in person. I know what they look like, guys. I know what they look like. But you know, when you have that like online friend or friends, I have loads on social media. So it's really great where say if I do something and then they're on it, they're like promoting, whether the podcast, they're promoting like my own personal projects. They're like, this is great, follow this girl, follow, you know, doing the most. And I'm just like, this is beautiful, guys. I haven't met you in person and you're doing the most for me, and I'll obviously do the same for you. You know what I mean? So I really appreciate that love. Diversify your friendship groups. I think it's very important. You can learn so much, connect so much. So yeah.
100%. Diversifying in every way possible. There's actually a really good book called Diversify by June Sarpong. It's actually a really good book. No, honestly, when it comes to inspirational people, I feel like there's an endless amount of people that showed so much courage this year with Black Lives Matter movement, with like speaking out for the indigenous community, native communities around the world, globally. So many inspirational people.
But what is something that you look forward to 2021, let's just say?
What I want to continue doing is really like being empathetic. Maybe not empathetic, compassionate. That's what I said. Compassionate to people and what they're dealing with. Sometimes I'm just like a little bit too, all right, cool, this is what you're dealing with. Now what? Do you know what I mean? Like, what next? You want to sit in your shit? You want to swim in your shit as well? Or do you want to do something about it? Sometimes I'm too much like that. Do you know what's crazy? It's obviously the people I have in my life are really like, all right, cool, let's create something new then. Like, what's next? You want to sit in your shit? Or you want to do something about it? Or you just want to cry?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's the sort of people I've had in my life for like the last 4 years. So naturally, I do that to people like people that I love and care about. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I felt like this year was the first time in quite a few years that I've really dealt with something that's hit directly like home. Do you know what I mean? Something I guess like dramatic and very personal. That I almost forgot what it felt like to like really need to just cry about it. Do you know what I mean? Like really just sit with my emotions. So I'm gonna take on being more compassionate, because I almost forgot what it was like to really deal with something that I considered like big. You know what I mean? Even though at the end of the day, all I had to do was deal with the breakdown in communication and create something new. I definitely needed like the person who I would consider one of my mentors to really just be like, all right, sit with your emotions, cry a bit. They were just so on, like, all right, cool, let's create a new possibility in your life. Like, just give me a moment to grieve. Grieve, please. But yeah, that's what I'm taking on, being compassionate. And in terms of the podcast, I really want to invest in like how to speak, because I've noticed like this stuff does not come naturally to me. I feel sick every single time I have to do these podcasts. Not in like a bad way, but like in a, like there's always like that whole looking good thing, not wanting to look bad, wanting to get it right, like being a bit of a perfectionist and kind of like putting aside.
It's all in here. It
really is. And at the end of the day, like this whole thing around being a perfectionist is such bullshit. Like it's really such bullshit. There's a clip I'm actually going to send to you, Kia, that I want you to insert here.
Wow. So perfectionism, what emerged for me in the data was that perfectionism is not about striving for excellence or healthy striving, which I'm for. Yeah. It's a cognitive behavioral process, a way of thinking and feeling that says this: if I look perfect, do it perfect, work perfect, and live perfect, I can avoid or minimize shame, blame, and judgment.
You know what I thought when I was reading this? I had another aha.
Two people.
This was my other aha. That perfectionism, I never gotten this before until I read this, that perfectionism is the ultimate fear, that the people who are walking around as perfectionists, who have to have everything so, that they are ultimately afraid that the world is going to see them for who they really are, and they won't measure up.
There's no question. That's what it
That's
is for
correct,
me.
right?
That's exactly
Okay.
what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fear.
Because it's very different than trying to be excellent and
No,
working
yeah.
hard and doing your best. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I call perfectionism the 20-ton shield. We carry it around thinking it's going to protect us from being hurt.
Yeah.
But it protects us from being seen.
Yeah, it's interesting because I know people who are, and I actually think, kind of sad because you're striving for a world that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And I can see right through it.
God, it's so slippery. I'm like a recovering perfectionist. For
Really?
me, it's like one day at a time. Yeah, because like if I'm feeling
How did it show up for you?
academically in my work, like if we've missed church for a couple of Sundays, my kids are going in starched outfits on that Sunday. The next Sunday, like just be beyond judgment, which there's no such thing.
Yep.
Just do it. Just your Nike tick. Just do it. So that's what I'm taking on this year, is really developing my skills in speaking, in communicating effectively, in terms of like what we're doing, like social media.
Yeah.
In terms of what I want to do in the year, scrap everything I just said. Just scrap everything I just said, because I just deeped that I have a whole 2-year plan. Like, I don't know if you guys can see. You definitely can't. That's a blank screen, isn't it? To you guys, that's a blank screen to you, man. But why can't you guys see that?
Oh yeah, now.
Like, I have a whole 2-year plan for all areas of my life. Like, yeah, no, I ain't playing about. So looking at all areas of my life, when it comes to family, one action that I want to do is create a space where my mum, my dad, and my brother can have an amazing relationship together. Maybe it doesn't have to be amazing, but like a good relationship with one another. Yeah, that's one thing that I want to achieve in terms of my family. In terms of my health, I want to complete this thing called Fit Banker and have my body fat be 20%. In terms of work, I want to definitely been promoted twice and have an average of 4 clients a week that I teach English to, and have a fully funded master's degree. In terms of education, well, that actually comes under education. Actually, no, education, I want to learn how to independently invest in companies and have residual income and receive dividends. In terms of relationships, I want to be in a relationship. I want to be in a romantic relationship in 2021.
Of course, that will happen.
Girl, I've been saying this is 2019, trying to manifest this person, but
you just have to find the person. You have to go through some frogs, and then you'll find that one.
I know. I've been telling myself this. I can't settle for anything less than what I really, really want.
And there's nothing wrong with that. If you don't like what's being offered, keep on searching.
The girl said what's being offered, No. 2021 women, I want you to say it with me. We will ask for the numbers that we want. Okay? You go up to that guy, you go up to that girl, you let them know that you find them attractive and that you want to get to know them better, and you ask if you can have their phone number. All right? We're not doing none of this waiting stuff no more, man. Oh, I can't.
No.
I don't have the energy for it. I want to get to know you. Is that all right? I said cool. In terms of personal development, I definitely want to coach on one of like Landmark's programs. I want to coach again. I miss that shit. In terms of finance, the money that I've received from teaching English is definitely taking me to Kenya and is taking me to Indonesia. Those are the 2 destinations that will see me in 2021.
I love that. That will see me.
I'm actually not joking, because Kenya this year, really, I had it in my heart and soul. I was so ready to touch Africa, go to Kenya, East Africa, baby. and it just didn't happen. So now it's gonna have to be 2021. In terms of this podcast, my personal, I put this on the personal life, but we're gonna have a community of 5,000 people. I'm really putting it out there.
Okay.
5,000 people. Is that doable?
Do you think so?
Do you think so? Do you think it's doable?
Yeah. We can. We'll figure out.
To be fair, I put 5,000 people under 2-year plan. So what's half of that? 3,000 people in a year. That's not impossible.
Yeah. Just continue reaching out. We'll figure out, because there's ways to do up the numbers and stuff logistically.
Cool.
So
let's say 3,000 people for 2021. That's what I have. That's what we have. So this video is about to hold me accountable for everything I've just said.
Yeah.
What about you?
Me, I would say the same. Personally speaking, definitely. So I do need to have more confidence in that, because I can be very quiet. If I'm presenting or talking to like a bunch of people, I kind of talk quiet because I'm just like, I don't know what that's about. Where that's, I guess, the whole looking good, looking bad kind of thing, worrying what people will think. So I need to just have a firm belief, like, yes, I know what I'm saying. I believe what I'm doing. I've got the sauce, basically,
Yes,
and also just to continue venturing out, trying different fields that I never thought I'll be part of, business related, like I'm trying to do as well. Scary because I'm just like, I have no clue what I'm doing, but I'm making time and investing in courses. So yeah, I'm just happy with that. And yeah, more, I hope with the traveling, I need the holiday, Camilla. I really do. I need a fucking holiday, because when everybody was COVID in my house yard, I was still doing work after lockdown. Okay, cool. I was still working. I'm still working, and I love that element, but I need a break.
I feel like my journey in relationships this year has really been about discovering what I actually want, and being okay about waiting, because I wasn't okay with it before. I really wasn't. And now I met this girl, and she's great. And she told me, like, she told me she's never been in a relationship, and she basically said, like, I'm just really happy getting to know people. And so basically I thought she had friend zoned me. And so I thought, all right, cool, let's just be brethren then. And with her, I really discovered, like, getting, like, even if you find someone attractive, obviously you're going to get to know them. But for me, it was kind of like, no, maybe something could happen because I find them attractive and I know they find me attractive. So maybe something could develop here. But this year was really just about, let's just be cool. Let's really just be friends. Because I need to actually know you as a person first, without this idealistic romance that I've created in my head.
From movies.
Something that I have definitely found for me personally is our love languages don't have to necessarily be the same, but if we like each other, we should definitely want to learn each other's love languages. I cannot lie. The men that God put into my life this year have all been amazing. I don't feel like no one's done me dirty. And I feel like they were all sent to me like angels, so that I can rediscover what love should really look like. Because I had this fucked up perception of what love was. Honestly, like, I had this whole story around, I don't know what a relationship looks like because I didn't grow up with parents, that loved each other, like, growing up together. I didn't have really, like, people around me that displayed, like, affection. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't even have, like, that many friends whose parents are together. There's, like, 2. Yeah, like two friends, literally including you, two friends whose parents are still together, who very much love each other. And anyway, I had this whole story around, yeah, I don't know what the fuck love is. Like, I've only had I've only had a toxic relationships, and so I feel so blessed that this year God just said, "Here's this guy, here's this guy, here's this girl, here's this guy. Let me show you what love really looks like." I'm not saying that I was in love or that they were in love, but they showed me love. Like, they showed me mad love. Like, guys, no, Kia, for the first time in my life, for the first time in my life, maybe not the first time, but that I can remember, did someone ask me, "Can I kiss you?" I said, "Bro, is that a thing? Like, is that what we're doing?
Consent. That's what I
Is that what
love.
we're doing?" I was like, I like this. I like this. Oh my gosh. Honestly, no, there's so many beautiful things that I learned today. That there's so many beautiful things that I discovered this year about what love looks like. Even though I haven't been in love, and I don't know if anyone's been in love with me this year. They haven't told me, but the way they've treated me has been so cool that it's just like, I know what I want. I really know what I want. And something that I've realized is, even though I'm ready for a relationship, I'm not ready to be in a relationship with just anyone. So, like, even if they are handsome, or she's beautiful, and like, we may even get on, if like there's other things that aren't aligned, like you're not really on this self-development, building your career or your life or whatever in a way that's kind of like similar to me, then
I'm not gonna settle for less. I like that. Don't settle for less. You know what you want, grab it. I guess to wrap this up, we are still learning about ourselves, still learning about other people that we're with. And it's kind of thing that we need to be present and be real with what we want in life. And also not being afraid to just go out there and doing something that you love. Like, we shouldn't, as humans, as people, we shouldn't settle for less or just do something because, it's life, we have to work because we have to work. Who says you need to work? What happens if you want to do this or travel the world or be a parent, There's no rules. Fuck the rules. Do what you want. So that's kind of thing that I want to give you guys just to take on next year. Just forget what social media is pushing out with fake reality, because the people that you see are just projecting the good things. They don't project the bad things that they experience. And also, we in this world where entrepreneurship or hustling is so like big now because of obviously the climate that we're in, but also because it's just like the new thing. Like, if you're not grinding, then you're nothing kind of thing. But it's not that. It's just the case of making sure that you're equipped, you're provided, you've got support, and just owning your craft, owning what you're doing, whether that is, your skincare business, it could be, painting, it could be pottery, all this stuff. So I'll just say, just find something and just believe in that, and just don't let anyone change your mindset saying, oh, that's a silly idea, or, that's not going to give you loads of wealth, whatever. Like, you don't know people's journey. So just focus on yourself, hustle.
Oh no, 100%. Just to echo on what you're saying is really like, if there's something you love doing, do it. Whether that brings you an income or not, do it. If you want it to bring you an income, do it. You know what I mean? Like, just do it. Like, if you want to make money, learn, invest in yourself. The best thing you can do is invest in yourself, invest in some high earning skills. Surround yourself with people who are doing stuff, man. Like,
it makes you think, okay, cool, they're doing stuff. It's really inspiring. Now I see myself, and I'm seeing that they are getting excitement and happiness from that fulfillment. Okay, cool. That can help me, encourage me to do something that I want,
Yeah, and if you don't feel like that, if you feel like jealous, or if you feel like you're being left behind, or you feel like you feel something that you don't want to be feeling, take a look at that. Like, not in a bad way.
Please.
Just take a look at it and be real with yourself.
Can't be
Like,
jealous of your friends, man.
no, because like I've definitely, I've said this before in podcasts. Like, sometimes I have found myself like being not, yeah, being envious. Do you know what I mean? Like, raw, like, I wish I was there, or I wish I was doing that. And I had to be real with myself, which was like, all right, then.
Like, where's this coming from, kind of thing?
Yeah, like, are you going to do something about it? Like, are you just going to carry on being bitter?
Yeah.
Or are you going to clap for your friends?
Because essentially, if you're, you know, sitting there and feeling that type of way, that person that you're seeing is going up, and then you're staying here. So, and then you could be bitter and envy towards that person, and communication, you could feel type of way. That's not their problem. That's you. So
yeah, and what I had to really deal with was the fact that, yeah, like, I'm just scared to put myself out there, and that's really what it is. And so what did I do? I started to put myself a little bit more out there, because I had to do something about it. I can't just sit in the stand of life, and you know what I mean, like, you can't just not be in the court playing the game. You gotta actually bounce the damn ball and put it through the hoops. You know what I mean? You might miss a few times, but at least you're playing the damn game.
Exactly.
Anyway, don't let your echo chamber stress you, demotivate you, or give you some sort of false illusion of what the reality of your life is, or what you want your reality to be. It's mad easy, because you know how you said earlier, Kia, you know, everyone's in this like world of like, oh, we've got to be an entrepreneur, we have to have a business. That's our echo chamber, because that's literally the type of people that we follow. That's the stuff that we've created for ourselves to see. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so one thing I would say is curate your Instagram, your Facebook, your YouTube, your Twitter, whatever social media platforms you use. Make sure you are consciously following people and unfollowing people. Or if you feel like you're a dickhead, if you feel like you don't want to be a dickhead like me and just unfollow their people, mute them. Yeah? Mute them. I've discovered this mute button on Instagram.
I just unfollow. I don't care. Unfollow.
Yeah, no. I no, like, yeah. I've definitely unfollowed a lot of people, but there's like friends. I have friends on there I don't necessarily want to see your posts. I don't necessarily want to look at your stuff, so I'll mute you. I love you, and I'll like your pictures because you look fly, but I don't want to be watching your stuff. Anyway, so my point is, curate your feed, please. And I wanna recommend a few podcasts that I've really been indulging in.
Go ahead, girl.
/ authors, yeah. So Brene Brown, Stephen Bartlett. Consider listening to the opposition. Yeah. So, like, for example, in Black Lives Matter, listen to someone that talks about all lives matter or blue lives matter. Get some perspective, not to agree or to disagree, but for the sake of perspective. That's all from me. Oh my gosh, meditation. How can I even forget? I'm so sorry. How can I even forget? Like someone like a Deepak Chopra or a Sadhguru, or like, those are the only two I actually listen to. Those are the only two I'm advice.
You know, make sure you guys are taking breaks when you're doing your work or whatever you're doing in a stressful environment. Just take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour break. Just let your brain recharge. Keep drinking water, keep eating fruits, keep eating healthy, because a healthy tummy, a healthy mind.
Wait, one more thing, yeah, now that you've mentioned something related to work, make sure you invest in a company that aligns with your core values. Yeah, like, don't just go for a company for the sake of going for a job. Yeah, sometimes obviously you have to do that, But ideally, apply for jobs with companies that align with your core values, because at the end of the day, if you're going to be spending the majority of your day with this business, you want it to at least be benefiting you in some sort of way, like mentally, physically, financially. And use those 3 months as a probation for them, and let them know that this isn't just for you to see if you're going to take me on. I'm seeing if I'm going to take you on. All right.
I like that. Peace, guys. Love. Thank you for the love and support this whole year. And yeah, we can't wait to see you guys back 2021 with more amazing content, more amazing people to have on this podcast. So yeah, it's very exciting times. Yes. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.